Guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video, and today it is Thursday, and yesterday and today the price of Bitcoin was driven by the news in the market. We also hit some beautiful targets. We are going to dive straight in. If you like the content, then please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think this is useful. Now without further ado, let's start diving into the charts. BTC USD on the 1 hour. And this is the move we had yesterday when Jerome Powell was speaking, and he gave his outlook on the economy, the markets, inflation, and what they're going to do to fight the inflation. Interesting stuff. Benjamin Cohen, I like him a lot. He's a quant. He keeps everything very simple, down to earth, and he tracks usually these kinds of events, and he kind of reports them then on Twitter, and his tweets just sum it up perfectly on this speech that is approximately 15 to 20 minutes long. Powell said yesterday the inflation remains way too high, and he also thinks that the truth is that the path ahead for inflation remains highly uncertain. So pretty hawkish. He's actually saying don't get too excited yet just because we had a few months in a row where the inflation is coming down. He also literally said the past also has shown that sometimes inflation can come down a few months in a row and then suddenly spike back up. So don't get too excited yet. And of course they're still doing whatever they can to bring inflation down to 2%. And what I found interesting is that they think that eventually they might need to raise the interest rates to a higher level than they were expecting in September's meeting. So that is interesting to see. So they probably then go 2 or above 5 or 6%. And let me see, what was the other one that I found so interesting? Oh yeah, the full effects of our rate increases have yet to be felt. So although inflation now might come down a little bit, the real effects of a rise in the interest rates still need to be felt, meaning that there's a lagging effect of approximately 6 to 9 months. So the unemployment rate probably, or that's at least the goal, will go up later in 2023. Then it will also be felt in the housing markets, maybe we have some bankruptcies. It still takes some time before the effects are being really felt into the quote-unquote real economy, shall we say. Though they're saying that maybe we need to cut down a little bit on the interest rate hike, meaning we will keep on hiking the interest rate, but we might go on from December on with 0.5% instead of 0.75%. That's not a pivot, they will continue, but say, you know what, since there is a lagging effect and we still do not know 100% what the current rate hikes will do to the economy, let's slow down a little bit, just keep on going what we're doing, just on a slower pace, and then we can see maybe in mid-2023 where we are standing with inflation, unemployment, etc., etc. But we might then slow down from December on. With this being said, I mean, we kind of already knew it, but now 77% of the market is also expecting a 0.5% interest rate hike. I already said this a few weeks ago. With the inflation coming down a little bit and the labor market still being kind of okay, I also think that it's going to be 0.5%. Cutting rate hikes is something we want to do. It's not something we want to do soon. Therefore, he's saying, some people saying, oh, the economy will go to a recession, yada yada yada. They need to cut the interest rates again. He's saying very clearly, we will not lower the interest rates. We might do it on a slower pace, from 0.75 to 0.5 to maybe 0.25 to maybe even 0 for a while, just to see the effects, but we will not take off some of the interest rate hike. So that is interesting to see. Like I said, that the interview was approximately 15 minutes with a speech, so definitely check it out on YouTube if you want to see it. Another thing that moved the price today was this spike right here. Very nice to see. That was on data coming out on unemployment claims. Previous one was 241k, expected this time was 234, and now it came out on 225,000. What does that mean? That means that less people than expected made a unemployment claim. So what happened for BTC? Oh, that's great for the economy because more people then have a job and are making money. Oh, wait a minute, but that also means that the central banks will just keep on rising the interest rates because unemployment will stay low. And remember, their goal is that unemployment will come up a little bit, and therefore the price went down again. So that is quite the spike actually that we saw in matter of what was it? 15 or 20 minutes, approximately 2%, and now trading underneath VWAP. That is the white line. Let me quickly go over to the 1 hour. We have been marching up a little bit. We have a bearish divergence that already came up yesterday here on the 1 hour. I have to say the money flow still kind of stays okay. It looks like we really now wants to curve lower. But I was actually hoping that maybe the price would move up one more time to take out some more levels on the top, and that we maybe get a triple divergence. That actually would be super nice. On the bigger time frames, it looks like we still have maybe some time. Was it the 6 hour? Oh, well, look at that. The 6 hour is now printing that red dot. Doesn't mean it will get confirmed. We still have an hour left, but the money flow still stays pretty good. VWAP is lower. RSI coming together. I don't hope they will come together when we are going down, because then I think it can be a hard ride to the downside. On the 4 hour here, the money flow still kind of stays okay. VWAP pretty sharp to the downside. With these RSIs here, usually they stay here for a little bit, so I hope that we can kind of pick up pace again and then to go higher. On the bigger time frames like the 12 hour and the daily, gotta say it still looks good. Money flow here a little bit to the upside, momentum wave to the upside. It just looks good, like we have more room to go. This on the daily actually also looks super nice. A big fat momentum wave with green dot, money flow higher, RSI is pointing to the upside, VWAP higher, so that actually looks pretty good. Let me see what I have for you on smaller time frames. We actually have a few bullish divergences on the downside, so it is a bit of a mixed market, shall we say. Where is it? This, I think this one right here, it's barely visible, but if you really put your mouse or your cursor there, then you can see that there is a slight divergence. I think on the 12 minute it might be a little bit better. Yeah, here it is better actually visible. So this divergence actually works out so far. The price is not really moving tremendously fast, but here you can see, oh, I'm clicking all the wrong buttons, but here you can see that price is going lower, momentum waves are slowly going higher. If this money flow now just curves up to the upside, that actually would be nice, and then we can continue more to the upside. What are those levels? Because now we reached the 17,000 to 17,200, a level that I have been mentioning already now for a week. Now we are there. Can we go higher? Well, if we do, I am aiming for approximately 17,600. Have not mentioned it before, but the 78.6, I think it's worth noting. And if else, the top here approximately 18,000, 18,200. That actually would be quite the move still, if I'm not mistaken. 5%, or 6%, almost 7% from where we are right now. Oof, that's still quite a bit, but yeah, never say never, shall we say. So that is of course possible. If we go down from here, then we have the golden pocket at 16,500-ish. So if you wanna maybe go in on a retrace, then this could be a level, but on a very smaller time frame, and then I actually need to make the fib retracement on the spike of the lows right here. Now let me zoom in. Then you can see that we actually had the golden pocket from the bottom that we put in yesterday. So that was here. My lordy, what's going on today? So that was the bottom that we put on here. Then the big spike when the news came out, and then we actually just retraced perfectly to the golden pocket. So if we would go higher from this point on, that was from a golden pocket, but also not from a very big range. What I mean with a big range is then this bottom to this high. I mean, we could have dropped down much lower and then go higher. For example, the point of control, let me see, that should be somewhere here. Yeah, so that should be 16,500. That actually would make sense to test it and then go higher again. But if we go higher from this point, it shows actually that the bulls are in control. So the price doesn't get a lot of time to go lower when the bulls are already stepping in and pushing the price higher. So that is kind of how you need to interpret that. And yes, that also coincides with a golden pocket, but then on a much smaller time frame. So that's actually a very bullish sign. If we first then need to overcome here this VWAP and then this high here, and then I think we still have some smaller levels above us, like a daily level and some other stuff. But the real bigger one is then the approximately 18k. I don't know if we're gonna make it, but that would be very nice to see. Do I have anything else for you? I don't think so. Like I said, the point of control is important if we are breaking lower. Once we break this lower, once we break it and we go to the downside, then of course after the point of control is then the value area low here at 16,000. I do think maybe in the next couple of weeks we do see maybe some movement more to the downside, and then we will also know in this month, since it's the 1st of December, is the bottom in, yes or no, and is the 4 cycle still being respected? I do think that we are coming closer and closer to a scenario where we can say the bottom is really in, because we had a bankruptcy, was it last week, and absolutely nothing happened with the Bitcoin price. We have some other negative news coming out here and there. I think there's also a exchange, I forgot the name, not very big, but also filing for bankruptcy. And again, nothing happens to the price. So it looks like no matter how bad the news is nowadays, it doesn't move the price a lot anymore, and that is usually also a sign of a certain stabilization, accumulation, however you want to call it, bottoming signs, and that actually then looks pretty good. That will be it for now. If you like the content, again, do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. And then, of course, you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links you find in the description. And see you guys very, very soon again in the next one. Bye-bye.